Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to change spark plugs. 2015 Nissan Rogue, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. I think they all came pretty standard with the 4-cylinder. I don't know if there was a V6. Spark plugs I'm using are the Bosch 9695. They are the iridiums. They're very expensive. What was it? 15 bucks a piece. So you can definitely buy some probably for 6 bucks a piece and you'll have no issues with the cheaper ones. I just like to go with the more expensive ones. I should never have to change spark plugs again. I'm only doing it just because I'm doing a couple preventive maintenance on it. Might as well. Looked pretty simple. So what you need is a 10mm socket, an extension, a ratchet, needle nose pliers, and I got a 14mm deep well socket. My spark plug sockets aren't small enough for these spark plugs, so this will work. I'll just twist it out and then use a magnet to pull it out. I'll show you guys. I'm going to use an impact wrench as well just to zip it out so I'm not wrenching. But yeah, you could do it with simple hand tools, easy. Let's get started on that. Alright, so here's the side of the engine. There is a clamp back here that you need to use your needle nose for. So right back here, you're going to take this clamp off on the back of this box, and that should be the only thing connecting it. You're going to pop it out. It's just going to pop out of these. There's no bolts on it. Going to pinch it. Of course, it's being a pain. Pop this off. There we go. So there is another line down underneath it, which also you pinch, and it should come off relatively easy. So I took off this piece. There was one more thing down here connecting. You use a needle nose. So these two towards the back, just squeeze it and pull it out. And these are the clips here. They just pop out. Very simple. There's two of those. So we got that piece off. You can see your 4 coil packs. These are what's on top of your spark plugs. So we got to pull these off. You have one 10mm bolt on each one, and then you have one plug. These, just push down this tab in the back. You'll hear it click sometimes, and then you just pull it back. This one's kind of hard to get to because this wire's in the way. So on camera, I'm going to do this one. Boom, and it just pulls off like that. Pretty simple. You just do all 4 of them like that. Get them out of the way. And it's kind of hard. This seems to be pretty tight against it. So just be careful that you don't break the coil pack side or this side. Take those 4 off, and then you're going to take the 4 bolts off, pull them out, and your spark plugs are right there. So now we got all 4 of those out. You're just going to pull these out. Let's see, where's a good one? So you can see what I'm doing. You just pull up, give it a little twist, pops right out. There we go. It's dry. That's always a good sign if it's dry. If this is all oily or wet, that's not a good sign. I'm going to pull all 4 of these out, and I'm going to keep them lined up just because it's good to reinstall them where you put them. So I'm setting them up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, left to right. That way I remember where they go. So we took those off, and now it's just a hole. Down in there is your spark plug. So I'm gonna shine a light down in there, and there is the spark plug. They're all down in there. Nice and dry, looks good. And this is where having the extension comes in handy. If you have a longer one, that might be needed too. Let's see. Nope, fits in fine. You wanna make sure you take it off with a ratchet. You don't wanna use a impact on this. That would be bad. You can mess up the nice and tight. You can mess up the threads in there. And then you can add the thread lube that AutoZone's gonna upsell you. I never do though. Well, the best way to do this is your spark plug socket, but all I had is a regular socket. My spark plug socket's not that small. One of those straight magnets would be good too. You can just pull it out real easy. I have these long pliers. These are for taking hoses off, like these for example, I'm just gonna see if I can grab it with this. There we go. Boom, pulled it out. They look good. They don't look rich. It's a little bit beat up, but for the most part it looks in decent condition. I wouldn't say it would be needed to change these. They do look like good spark plugs. Denzos, I don't know when they were changed. This car has 80,000 miles on it, so I figured I'll just do a quick tune-up on it. So I'm going to pull them all out. I'll keep them in position as well, so that way we can tell if there's a bad spark plug or a bad cylinder. Whoa. This one looks about the same. Number 3. Whoa. Looks good. They're all dry, which is good. Oop. There we go. Yep, so they all look good. They don't look as good as these though. These are the new ones. Cool, brand new. I'll show you a comparison. Number 1 spark plug and brand new. Just color change, and I don't know what color these were. There's a little bit of rust on top of this one, but as for like the tip, everything looks pretty decent. I'm just gonna drop this in here nice and slow. Actually, I'm gonna use this. Like I said, this isn't the best way to do it. There we go. I should be able to get in there. Another way I could do, let's see. Yeah, it seems like it threaded. Nice. This is a spark plug socket, so there's some rubber in there, you can see, and that's what holds the spark plug. So you just push the spark plug on there and then you can put it down. But unfortunately these are really small spark plugs. So now we're going to tighten these on. Just make sure they're threading. Now let's tighten these. There we go, it gets tight. You want to just give it a little snug. You don't need nothing too crazy. You'll snap those threads. So don't tighten it as hard as you can because you will break it. Now, what I didn't show you is this harness. It actually comes off that piece. Again, just needle nose pliers. You just pinch it here while you're pulling it on the opposite side, and that's what keeps it out. Just want to show you that's how I was able to get these off, because it was otherwise too close. So now I'm going to take my coil packs. They're in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, left to right, and I'm going to place them exactly where I pulled them out of. So number 1 spot, left to right, and you'll feel it push down. Nice, it's in there. So I'm going to do that with 2. Put it down in there. Boop, we're good to go. And this is where your bolt's going to go, and that's what's going to keep it snug. So you don't, like, you can kind of feel it clip into place, but as long as you feel a little friction and you feel this rubber piece is going over the top of that spark plug. Push that back in. Boom, there we go. Now we're gonna tighten these. Don't lose your 4 bolts that you had. We're gonna put those in there with your hand and twist them, and they'll start threading. If they get tight immediately, you're cross-threading it. You're gonna break that bolt or the thread, most likely the thread. So just get those in there, turn them a few times. They'll start getting tight. You can go all the way down with your hand if you want. Just tighten those down. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Same thing with these. You don't want to tighten them too tight with your wrench, with your ratchet. You will break these bolts. These are 10 millimeters, so they don't require much torque. Not as much as the spark plug you had. Oop, that's it. Nothing crazy. Oop. Those are all tight. Now we're going to push our plugs in, and you're just going to listen for the click sound. Hear it? Now it won't come off. You just want to make sure that click sound happens, otherwise it could fall off or not make a connection. So that, boom, they're all in. Good to go. So now we're done. We need to finish plugging everything back in. Make sure you push this clamp back in. Very simple. Like I said, on the other side of this piece, you just take your needle nose pliers and you're going to pinch right here while you pull. So you just squeeze and pull. And it should be pretty simple. Squeeze and pull. Boom. That's out. Make sure it clicks when it goes back in too. Now this part's going to be a little difficult, getting this hose down here into this piece right here. Make sure that goes on or else you'll have a vacuum leak and it'll run crappy. I don't know exactly what this is. It's like an air recycle box or something for emissions, I believe. But this needs to be connected. So my advice is connect those hoses first. So make sure you connect these hoses first. The one down here and the one on the back. And this piece will clip into this white piece here. Make sure you plug those in first and then you're going to push it down where it goes. Mounts right here. And there's one underneath. But once you get the hoses in, it should hold it relatively close to where it needs to be. This is where this hose pliers are used for. They're supposed to help you. You put it down, squeezes the hose, and then you can hold the hose or push the hose on. There we go. These Nissan clamps are always a pain. There we go. It's on. Don't forget to use your needle nose to pinch this clip and get it back where it goes. Right over that hump or the nipple. And that'll make sure it stays on. This one shouldn't be as bad, but it's still going to be a pain. Just pinch it. Pinch it while you're squeezing this piece on. And that seems about on. I'm going to try to push a little bit more. I always want it snug on there. So that seems good. Now, clip this piece in. And that back piece. Oh yeah, that one's in. So we're good to go. Don't forget to clip this piece that you clipped out of the way back on. And there you go. So that's how you change spark plugs in just about any vehicle, at least that have coil packs. This is a 2015 Nissan Rogue. Now we're going to start it up, but before you start it up, don't forget all your tools that are in here, little trash, all this. You want to make sure you take out. If you don't take this out, it could get caught up in a belt or something and cause some damage, and you don't want that to happen. So take all your tools out. Set them to the side, make sure it's all good, and then we will crank her over. Alright, and before you schedule any interviews or important dates, first dates, make sure your car starts, because maybe one of those plugs weren't put in correctly. So now we're going to start up the car, make sure it runs. Sounds good, pretty quiet. I hear a little bit of a pulley or something. So yeah, I hope this video helps you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Send this to your family members if they want help do it themselves. Real quick, real easy. What did I need? Like 5 tools. You can also go to an auto parts store when you get the spark plug and get the right socket for it. I didn't know that these were going to be really, really tiny. So hope this helps you guys, and as always, see you next time.